I was in God's hands 2017, and they told me I could be paralyzed at any time, and I've been going since. So I'm still here. And this morning, for the very first time, coming in from walking, instead of spending the rest of the day groaning when I had to get up and go to the bathroom or anything, I told my husband I'm walking around pretty good.
Hey, thanks so much for coming to spend some time with me today.
Thank you so much. I think I'm going to enjoy this.
I hope so. So I know I will for sure. I love these interviews. So Marion, can you start off by telling the listeners a little bit about how you were feeling prior to coming to QHS?
Prior to coming to, I was much better before I came to QHS. I started in March, okay? And then I got COVID and spent all this time in the hospital and lost the use, almost died. I went into AFib and was actually dying. And it took 3 days to get my heart back into rhythm. And I lost the use of my legs. And I had donated, I was supposed to be getting a watch from QHS. I had got the belt first, and it lasted about 2 weeks. And then I was supposed to be getting a watch, and I was in the hospital and I was not here. My husband was having problems, was not here to, when they got in touch with it, to answer my phone or anything. And so my son-in-law and daughter-in-law helped me get a little black unit. You know the one I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
This is about 4 inches long and 1.5 inches or 2 inches wide. That came to me around September. I got it. And I was in the hospital and I couldn't use it. They didn't, Dale got in touch with someone and they said they didn't want me using it in the hospital. Someone might take it. So my daughter would bring it and put it around my neck. And when she left that night, she'd take it home and recharge it. And I was coughing. I coughed from the 23rd of June. And in September, I'm still coughing every night, every minute. And they told me that could last a very long time. 2 days with that thing around my neck, the coughing stopped.
Whoa.
But I never put that together. I never put that as, that it was helping me, because I was very sick. And so when I got home, I came home to my husband had lost 45 pounds with me being in a hospital. He was going to have a complete hip replacement on the 9th of November. And he was in a state and I'm in a hospital bed.
Oh, geez.
So sometime, I don't know when, because time sort of lost it for me. And I was delivered to me came the Twine unit.
Mm-hmm.
And so I used it a little bit, but my husband was in such a state, there was so much going on with him. He was taking a medicine that was actually killing him. And I was stressed out. And I'm in a hospital bed and there's not very much I can do. So I didn't use it continuously. I didn't start using it continuously until I started listening to the calls this year and heard some of the things that people were saying about getting more pain. And I was suffering greatly. And I don't take pain medication. I never have. And anyway, I diligently started using the unit. And about a month ago, I was getting ready to go to physical therapy and I was passing out. So my husband, I couldn't even get into the car. So my husband called 911, and they came out here. My heart rate had dropped into the 40s. So I went to the hospital, and my cardiologist came in to check with me, and he said that it was happening in the upper chamber of my heart, and he says, not serious, you're going to be okay, but he says, we have to take you off I was taking metoprolol for over 20 years, 50 milligrams.
Is that for blood pressure or something?
No, it was for angina when I first started taking it. And but I stayed on it, like I said, for over 20 years. And when I had an ablation in my heart, they put me on sotalol, which was taking 80 milligrams morning and night. And he told me he thought the medicine had got to be too much. So he took me off of it. They kept me in the hospital overnight. They did a stress test. I passed the stress test. And then I went home. My heart rate dropped into the 30s. So he told me, he says, I want you to take the sotalol and break it in half. Instead of taking 80 and 80, take 40 and 40. Well, I thought it was a little ridiculous, but then when I started thinking about it, because within 3 days, I started on a Tuesday, by Saturday morning, my heart was back in rhythm again. And I'm looking for answers as to how this can happen. And then I had to lead to no other alternative but to the fact that it was the Twine unit that I was using.
Aw, that just gave me chills.
Well, because someone said on a call when they asked about, them getting off their medicine, and Cynthia said, your body will tell you. And that's what my body was doing. So then I went into after that, I started going into my blood pressure. And I told the doctor, I told him about this unit, and he listened to me. And I said, and I think the reason my blood pressure is going up is because you took me off of metoprolol cold turkey. And I said, it's had to have some sort of effect on something. He said, you could very well be right. Well, now my blood pressure has straightened out. And another thing that's happened is my hair curled up. I have straight hair, and I've got now black hair because my hair was white. I've got black hair in my hair, and I just had it cut the other day because I tried to cut the curl out. It gets curl. My hairdresser says, I've never seen anything like this. Are you on chemo? I says, no, I'm not. But I said, I'm thinking it's this little unit right here. And I pulled it out. She says, you kidding me? I says, no, I'm not kidding you.
Wow.
So I was diagnosed in 2017 when I first got in touch with Cynthia. And I feel like it was God sent me to her because I had been listening to the Cardin group with Cynthia for a long time with the currency.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, we didn't get Cynthia anymore. And one day I was running through on Telegram, and I saw Cynthia Cardin. And I said, my God, I said, that's got to be the same Cynthia. So I read what she was talking about, and she was talking about the quantum healing system. Within 2 days, I sent $400 and signed up a family. And then I made a donation of $2,500 because I totally believed in it and what she was saying. And I'll always feel like that the Lord sent me to find her in the first place to find out about this thing. But then March the 28th is when I joined up. And then June the 3rd, I've got COVID and suffered from long term. And I'm having trouble. I was having trouble. My hands were shaking at night like Parkinson.
Wow.
And That's another thing that stopped at nighttime since I've been using the unit. And then about a month ago, the unit stopped charging. And I was going to send it back, but then I read everything that they said about it, and they said, try unplugging it. Most of them come back. There's nothing wrong with them. They need to be reset. So I took it off a charge for 2 weeks. And on the 15th day, I plugged it up and it started working again. But then it worked for 2 or 3 weeks. And then now I've got to charge it up 3 times a day.
Did you do the request a replacement device?
I also upgraded to the white one, which I'm waiting. My husband doesn't have any. He's got that little black one, the original little black one. We both upgraded. We're waiting for the white one to come in for the upgrade. So the other night, after listening to the call, and I was reading the chat while I was going along with it, and a girl said the same problem that I had. And they told her to go for a replacement. So I went in and signed up but I thought I'd have to send it back, but it didn't give me an opportunity to send it back. It just gave me an opportunity to spend $100 on it, and that's what I did. So now I'm waiting for 2 to come in. 3 actually, 1 for my husband and 2 for me.
So he's a member also because you did the family plan.
Yes.
Okay. So a replacement device, you shouldn't have to pay for a replacement if yours is broken.
Well, they said that's where it gave me the option to go. So that's what I did. But that,
Okay.
that's all right. I totally believe in it. And then I have been walking, God, now for almost 2 months. I get up every morning and listen, before just to walk, send me into a tizzy, and I would forget about it. And I have this desire to get up. It's 6 o'clock, 5 something in the morning to get up and go out. And, but I walk with a rolling walker, one that you can sit in, but I've never sit down while I was rolling. So I've did that every day now for a couple of months. Today, for the first time, when I come back from walking, I am really spent. And my back, let me explain what's my back. In 2017, I was diagnosed with a back that I could be totally paralyzed at any time. And I got that from 2 doctors, and I'm inoperable. I have rods and pins in my lower back, and I also have titanium in my neck. And what I have is severe spinal stenosis, where calcium is growing in my spine and cutting off the spinal fluid going into my brain and the rest of my body. So I'm anxious to find out. I saw a doctor recently, and I got an MRI on my neck and an MRI on my lower back where I have rods and pins. And they did a scan on the neck and a scan on the back. And I won't find out the results of that until the 12th of this month. But I'm anxious to find out, because I was in God's hands 2017, and they told me I could be paralyzed at any time, and I've been going since. So I'm still here. And this morning, for the very first time, coming in from walking, instead of spending the rest of the day groaning when I had to get up and go to the bathroom or anything, I told my husband I'm walking around pretty good.
That's awesome, Marion. Good job.
So I'm hoping that this, I sincerely, I can't offer any other explanation as to what's happening to me. But I did hear one day, and that gave me courage, when Cynthia said you could feel more pain while you're trying to get better. And my God, people will not know the pain. My legs feel like cement. And I'm anxious to see what that MRI says. So
And have you ever thought about putting your device directly on either the back of your neck or the base of your spine?
I do all of it. I've even
Okay,
put
good.
bottom of my feet. Not to mention, let me tell you, it's my spine, and I've got neuropathy in my feet and legs so bad that I told my husband it's hard to explain to someone, but it's like trying to pick up my legs. It's like my legs are concrete. That's how heavy they feel. And then I've got two bad knees. I've had a partial knee replacement in both knees. And when I walk, every step I take in that left knee is so bad. But like I said, no pain medication for me.
Wow. So when you're taking, like when you take your morning walk every day, every step hurts in that knee?
Yes. Yes. Well,
Wow.
it's gotten better than what it was. I say the rosary going down the what I do is my driveway, my mailbox is 500 feet from my back doorstep. I go out the back door and I walk that 500 feet, then go around the cul-de-sac and then go up down the road. After I go around the cul-de-sac and go down the road, come back and then come back up the driveway again. I know it's not a lot of walking, but my daughter told me, she says, Mom, if you don't do this, your legs is going to shut down again.
Oh, yeah.
And my cardiologist told me I've seen him 3 times since I've been out of the hospital with COVID. And he says, he hugs me every time he sees me, and he says, I want to tell you something. You don't know how lucky you are that you're still here. Because when they tried to get my heart back into rhythm from the AFib, they gave me androiodum that I'm allergic to. And that's
Oh,
when I lost my ability to walk. So I was flat on my back, couldn't turn over, couldn't pull my legs up, couldn't do any of that. I was on 6 liters of oxygen, and I brought myself back from that by just 2 little gadgets. Every hour I did it, all night long,
wow.
all day long. And the doctors there couldn't believe that I brought myself back to room air. I did.
Wow. It sounds like God has a plan for you, my darling.
Tracy, I thank God for you all so much. Hey, I've got, when the currency comes, my humanitarian project is quantum healing systems. I've got Zim, and it's going to be paying them a lot of money. So
Thank you.
I
I'm in
just
the same boat with you, my darling. It's going to be great, right? We came here for this.
yes. I believe that look, when I tuned in and read what Cynthia had to say about what was going on with the early adopters, and she was going to close it down, I think in a week. And I went to my husband and I says, I want to talk to you about something. I said, well, it didn't make sense. If I joined up, it was $199 to put my husband in. It was $299 to $399. I put my family in.
That's great.
And then I bought the home healing system.
Yeah.
I got that coming too. So,
Are you going to be on the call today to get an update to see where we are with everything?
yes, I am. See, I was confined I don't sleep in a bed. I can't get into a bed. I can't turn around in a bed. Uh,
Oh,
I'm sleeping in a recliner, in a lift chair. And so today I put on a little lipstick for you.
well, thank you. And
But
here I
usually
am having a bad hair day.
I'm in my pajamas most of the time, and that's why that was the reason I didn't want anybody to see me. But you know something? What I went through in the hospital, that was the torture treatment. And I said, if I can make it through that, I had men taking care of me. I had no sense of privacy left at all. So
Yeah.
I've always been a person that if I went to the grocery store, I had on heels and makeup.
Oh, wow, you're fancy. I'm not like that.
Well, hey, I've been that way all of my life. Um, my daughter, she used to live 2 miles down the road from me. And if I was having something over here, she was coming. I said, don't come unless you put makeup on.
You're so cute. You're like a Southern girl. My mother-in-law is going to be 89 next month, and she's the same way. She will not go to the grocery store without her makeup and hair done. And me, I'll go like after the gym when I have my old mascara under my eyes from the night before, and I'm all sweaty.
I never go to bed with makeup on. I clean all that off. I just don't use makeup as much as I used to, but
Oh, I try. It just doesn't want to come all the way off until I sweat the next morning.
my son calls me ever since he's a little boy, he calls me sassy
Oh,
because of the way I dress. My kids, they can't believe, but then they're proud that their mom's 84 years old. And most people don't believe that I'm 84 years old.
yeah, you're looking good. And I can't believe that you're like improving so much still. So that's phenomenal. Which brings us to our last question, Marion, is pretty soon, very, very, very soon. We are going to get an option, or a chance, I should say, the privilege to go into the QARC and take all of the memories and knowledge and experience and apply it to a healthy 30-year-old body. What excites you about that? What are you going to do?
My husband and I used to go dancing every weekend. I can't wait for him to hold me in his arms and dance with me again.
Aw, that is beautiful.
We've been married 63 and a half years.
Wow.
I have 7 grandchildren and 7 great-grandchildren.
Wow. That's beautiful. What else are you going to do? Dancing sounds great. What else?
Well, my daughter's going to move in with me. She wants to farm. She wants goats, chickens, cows. I said, no, you don't. You don't. We'll probably do some traveling because I've been pretty much like I said, I was diagnosed in 2017 and I was more or less staying at home and not. My son can't stand it. He likes me lively, drinking champagne and being able to party. And I just can't do that anymore.
That's funny. My kids would be the opposite. Mom, stop.
I drink a champagne and I can't even do that anymore.
Oh, well, I guess you will when you're having a 30-year-old body.
Yes. Well, let me ask you, with this 30-year, it's just a 30-year-old body that's good, but it doesn't look like you're 30 years old, right?
Oh, yes, it does.
Oh, really?
Every cell in your body, including your skin, which is your largest organ, is going to be 30 years old.
Let me tell you, from the medicines that I've been taking, I have things growing on my skin. I would love to have that all removed from my arms and stuff.
They're going to be gone. Anything that this perfect 30-year-old did not have, you won't have.
I've had a wonderful life. And God is, for my husband and I, both of our parents, his mom and his dad, and my mom and dad, they always married for over 50 years, but in their 70s, they were gone. My mother died at 72.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, my God, it was the hardest thing that I had to do to see if I'm going to make it to 72. But I had a doctor tell me once, he says, you're probably going to live to be 90 years old, Marion. So but And I don't think about how bad things can be. I tell my husband, look, you can always look around and you can see somebody much worse off than you.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband is losing his memory, and he's taking care of me. And he told me, he says, 63 years ago, he says, I told you that I would never leave you and I would take care of you to the day you shut your eyes. And he emphasizes that still every day. He does too much for me, because I told him, I said, you have to let me do some of the things that I want to do to get stronger.
Right.
And he lost 45 pounds while I was in the hospital for 2 months.
Wow. Is he skin and bones now?
Oh, yes, he certainly is. And he's a chronic insomniac. So he only has that little black unit. He doesn't have a QT unit. And I'm looking for, but he's been wearing that little gadget with him night and day.
Getting back to your husband. So they are mailing out devices right now. They're mailing out the big black one because the white one isn't ready yet, but they don't want people to wait anymore.
Yeah,
So if
I've heard the calls with that.
okay, good.
I've been on the calls with Cynthia, except the one Friday night. We had someone over, and I couldn't listen to it.
Okay.
But
I don't remember what we said.
I intend to be on the call tonight.
Okay, good. Good. And just remember that you're going to be living past 92 after QARC, because your body's going to be that of a 30-year-old. So we are going to have a lot long life.
I can't wait. I asked my daughter yesterday, my daughter has power of attorney. She's got a head full of blood clots, and from having back surgery. And that's one of the main reasons I put her on there. I says, I thought about it. How in God's name am I going to get on a plane to go to Utah? She says, Mom, I'll drive you there.
Wow. That's nice. And a lot of people have been talking to the airlines. They will make accommodations if they need to for you. So don't give up the hope that you might be able to fly, because that might be a lot easier on your body, because it will be, so much shorter.
Yeah.
So when we're ready, you can call.
The one thing I'm not clearly understanding about is, do you lose weight when you go into QARC? If
you need to.
Great. Well, while I was sick, I lost 45 pounds. I was 206 pounds, and I'm down to 160.
Nice. Yeah. So, like Dr. A says, anything that is not ideal will be corrected, or it will be set in motion to be corrected. So a very large person is not going to lose all of it at once. They'll lose a portion of it, and then their body's metabolism will pick up and start helping them lose more and more and more. But eventually, yes, they'll be down to where they're supposed to be.
I can't get over this desire. You don't know how hard it is for me to walk. My house flooded in 2016, and we hadn't got the driveway because it costs a lot of money to do that driveway. And so it's pretty rough terrain. Me walk down there every day. My husband says, I can't believe you're doing it. I said, I can't believe I'm doing it either. So I have to think that this thing is giving me the desire to do it, because I haven't missed a day.
And good. And you know what? Motion is lotion for the joints.
Yeah, that's what my daughter said.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
So I'm just looking.
Marion, is there anything you'd like to say in closing here?
I just thank God for all of you people. I'm so glad that I tuned in that day, and I found this, and I thank God for you all. I truly do.
Aw. Well, we thank God for you as well.
You know,
And
you sound so sweet. I listen to you. You and Cynthia are just unbelievable.
well, thank you.
And you can tell her from me. And I have noticed a long time ago, ever since she started wherever she went to Mexico, I can tell she's looking younger all the time.
I will tell her today.
Okay.
We have our staff meeting, our admin meeting right before the group call. So I'll make sure I mention it to her.
I tried to make that up. I'm not understanding about the Valor program though, but I tried to make that other program last week that came on at 3:00, but it wouldn't take me. They said they had 100 people, you know.
They've expanded it so they can have an unlimited amount this week or next week.
Are they doing it this week too?
No, it would have been yesterday. So they canceled it. So it'll be next Tuesday at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to be on the call tonight on the,
Yes.
well, I'll see you there.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Marion, for taking time and spending it with me and for putting on your lipstick. So you look even prettier.
It's hard for me to type ever since I've had COVID, my hands are not working right. I have trouble buttons. I can't blow dry my hair. I have to let it dry naturally. And I can't fool with paper, like turn pages in a book. I know it sounds stupid, but it's unbelievable. And then they would shake. Now that stopped. So I sleep with the Twine one on the left side and the little bitty black one on the right side at nighttime.
Nice. Maybe reverse them every night so that you get the benefit from both. Alternate it.
I don't know. I don't think that little black one's very strong.
Oh,
But
I don't know. I don't have one of those.
I was supposed to be getting a watch when I got that. But like I said, I was in the hospital and I wasn't there to take the phone call when they was going to give you the tracking number or whatever was going on, you know. So
I don't think the watch thing ended up happening.
my daughter got one. My daughter
Okay.
got a watch, but she didn't have any results from it.
Yeah,
So
there was a problem.
she doesn't have the Twine thing either, you know. So she's waiting for that, the one that's got the blood clots. And my husband doesn't have one. So I would like for him to have two because I sleep. It's unbelievable. I've been carrying bladder infections, 3 bladder infections while I was in the hospital. I got one now. I was on the phone with the doctor this morning after taking 7 days of an antibiotic for every 12 days. Nothing has changed. So they put me on a new medicine today. I'm waiting for them to deliver it.
Oh, wow, lady. That's miserable. Do you drink enough water? Do you drink a lot of water?
I drink as much as I can, but it's with trying to get up and down on the commode. It's very difficult for me. And when I'm telling you that just drink a little bit of water. But when I was in the hospital a couple of weeks ago, they said my electrolytes, everything's fine.
But the device, the frequency needs more water. You need to be really hydrated and it works better.
Yeah. Well, they said you should sip it, but I get up in the morning and drink 2 cups at a time.
Yeah, I drink my water out of a mason jar. It's like a liter, a quart is one of these. And I've drunk today already 2. This big. So this is number 3. So we want to make sure that you're properly hydrated, and so that will help the frequency run through your body.
Okay.
So my mom has one of those razors, like it is a riser, so that the seat is higher up instead of lower.
I have one in one bathroom, but we have 3 bathrooms.
Oh,
I have one in my bathroom, which is I need at nighttime so I don't fall. I've got to be
yeah,
very careful that I don't fall.
yeah.
I say I don't pivot, turning around, I don't pivot very well.
Yeah, that can happen. You get dizzy with that stenosis. My mom she has stenosis in her neck, and she fell so many times. So
Very
that's
lucky
normal.
I haven't fell yet. And
Good.
they told me at therapy, but I quit going to therapy until I get a readout on that MRI. I'm anxious to find out what it says.
Cool.
Because he told
Yeah.
me, 2 doctors told me, the one that did surgery on it and my pain management doctor, after I did a full MRI of my whole back. And my doctor told me, he says, I don't know how you walk in here. I don't know how you're not in a wheelchair. I said, sheer determination.
You go, girl. I love it. Sheer determination. That is perfect. Well, listen, Marion, I just want to thank you for taking time and spending it with us, with me, and then letting the listeners hear from you, because your story will inspire many to just keep having that sheer determination.
Thank you so much for bearing with me. Look, anything I do on this computer, I've taught myself.
Good job.
I don't understand most of it. I piddle around with it. And so I guess I mess up things when I had my phone in the computer too.
Well, it worked out perfect.
Well, tonight I'm going to try coming in here and sitting in the office and try with my computer. I had to get my other computer, Christ. My son-in-law was here and he got me another computer, but I don't even know what the windows are on it. But it's a whole lot different than the other computer I had. And so I don't know that much about it.
Oh, well, you'll learn. I have a feeling you're going to learn all about it pretty soon.
Well, it was very nice talking with you, Tracy.
You too, my darling. I look forward to having you back for part 2 post QARC.
Okay, sweetie.
Okay.
Thank you for making this QHS project fly. This valorous admin team, thank you. The Key community welcomes you. Thank you for making your home QHS healthy and happy. Thank you for helping us place QH centers all around the world. Together, hand in hand, we make miracles happen. QuantumHealingSystems.org. Thank you.